All right. We're good to go. Okay, everyone's in. So you may know him from The Crown. Yes. Or you may know him as the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who. Please give it up for Mr. Matt Smith.
Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Thank you very much. It's a very nice introduction. Hi. I feel like we're at some sort of...
Oh.
Oh, God, so it's me. Sorry. Hi, San Francisco. Well, it's not San Francisco, is it? Oh, by the way, congratulations on the basketball. Big up yourselves. Right, sorry.
Okay, well,
Put my trousers up.
I'll give you a moment. I guess we can just start the Q&A. We were already lined up, so if you'd
Lovely.
like to stand up and ask a question.
Hello, young man. We've met before. Twice. Third time, yeah, is a charm. Hit me.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
That's all right, don't worry. No, it's
I'm
good.
just rereading these.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
What do you think is the fascination with Doctor Who? For
Oh,
all of
blimey,
us?
that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Well, I think there's something sort of fundamentally universal about the idea that you can travel anywhere in time and space, and that the guy that does it is nuts, essentially. And that, you know, he generally finds quite lovely ladies to come and do it with him, or quite lovely gents to come and do it with him. But no, I think there's a sort of universal truth to the whole thing, really, and that it is based on this strange anti-hero who, you know, he's a sort of pacifist, really. He uses his mind to win the day, and I think there's something that is everlasting and universal about the Doctor, and he's just the best. I love him. What do you think is the fascination?
I definitely think it's a beacon of hope in some situations, definitely.
I would agree.
Because for some of us, it helps us calm down. Some of us, it helps us embrace our eccentricness, as
Wow.
they say.
Yeah.
Or madness, as
well,
you said once.
Actually, I don't think you needed to ask the question.
Thank you, Matt Smith.
Thank you, my friend. It's been a pleasure to meet you 3 times.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. It's the TARDIS.
Hi.
Hi.
So I just had a question of, what's your favorite thing about being an actor, and what does it mean to you to be an actor?
Well, I love being an actor, actually. I think it's great because you get to sort of live this very varied life. You get to travel a lot. Generally, actors are quite nice, and you get to meet a lot of interesting, kind, intelligent, insane people. And I love the idea that you get to sort of explore these little pockets of life. Sorry, I keep pronouncing my P's too much. Where should one sit? Oh, God, I'm going to give you a nightmare, aren't I? Sort of here. Yeah, and I think what's good is that you get to sort of be a detective and a historian, and you get to sort of investigate these parts of life that you wouldn't normally. Like I wasn't that interested in the royal family, and then I did The Crown and got really interested in the royal family. I wasn't that interested in the Daleks, and then, you know, eventually I was. Do you want to be an actress?
Yes, I do.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Great. Hi. We have also met before.
We have multiple times. But feeling loud. I know that you have, throughout your career, gotten to play a number of real-life people.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, were there, and you've done a couple more, I know, recently, but sorry, my mind just went blank halfway through that.
That's all
sorry.
right, don't worry.
which roles were the most difficult? Did you have a harder time kind of getting into the head into, or really getting a grasp on who this person was in any
Right.
way, Because you've had a wide variety.
Yes. Well, I guess it sort of harks back to that question about being an actor, and that you're very lucky. True, I agree. You're very lucky to sort of get to look at these fascinating and interesting people, whether it be Prince Philip or Robert Mapplethorpe or Charles Manson or Christopher Isherwood or whoever it might be. But I suppose they're all sort of challenging in their own ways. The difficulty with playing real people is that you tread this fine line between getting them right and trying to sort of represent them, but also trying to be inventive as an actor. And that is the great thing about playing the Doctor, because you can just be utterly inventive in a way that if you're Prince Philip, you can't.
Yeah.
Which is why the Doctor's the best, essentially. Good question, though.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Hi.
Hi,
Hi. What's your name?
Ella.
Ella. Oh, that's a pretty name.
Thank you.
Like Cinderella.
I was wondering what your favorite monster was.
Ooh, I know what mine is. Mine's the Weeping Angel. What's yours?
The silence.
The Silence. Yeah. Who? They're great, aren't they? They're quite a scare. How old are you?
9.
Cool. Yeah, wait till you get to 10. That's when it all goes wild. Yeah, I like The Silence. I think they're in my top 3 monsters. What's your second favourite?
The Weeping Angels.
Nice. Great minds. Good question.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, who's up next?
Hello.
Hello. In The Day of the Doctor, you got to act with both David Tennant and John Hurt, both wonderful actors as you are as well. What was it like playing essentially the same character with 3 different personalities in some of those scenes?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was sort of wonderful, really. It was, and Tom Baker, of course. Don't forget. Who was everything you want him to be, somehow. He really doesn't disappoint. Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, that's the great virtue of the Doctor, really. And when I regenerated, Stephen Moffat said to me, you know, as a character, you can't make him that sad, because he knows deep down that he's not dying. You know, the actor's saying goodbye, and he's changing, and he's going to turn into what is now someone much more attractive than all of us. And she's going to be brilliant, by the way. But, yeah, it was a great privilege to act with 2 greats, in my mind. And David was such a brilliant Doctor. And John was so excited to be a Doctor, and was just one of the great British actors. And, you know, he passed recently. Sorry, my P's are really bad, aren't they? So he's missed, but it was a privilege and an honour, certainly. And we had fun. And it turned out all right, didn't it, in the end?
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm a big fan. As the Doctor, what is your favorite line?
Do you know what? That's a really tough one. I read, someone asked me to sign something today, which was brilliant, and I can't remember what it is now. I always liked saying "Come Along Pond" because it was just silly. I always liked saying Geronimo because it was just silly. You know, there are so many, actually. It's sort of hard to pick one, but I think there's that wonderful moment in Vincent and the Doctor, when he says, you know, life is a pile of good things and a pile of bad things, and I think that's a sort of really beautiful speech. But I was very lucky to be served by so many brilliant writers, and in Stephen Moffat, you know, he did things like he made bow ties cool somehow. And honestly, when I tried that on in the costume fitting, like I had the tweed blazer and I had the braces and the boots and the jeans, and something was missing, and I went to the room. There were 4 people in there, 3 producers and Stephen. Can I try a bow tie? And Stephen did this. Oh, no. And then I put it on, and suddenly it all sort of fell into place. So, you know, I was like, haha.
Also, when's the best time to eat mac and cheese? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese.
As in macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
What a funny question. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Matt.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit nervous. I'm
No,
reading off
you
my
don't seem
phone.
nervous at all.
So I love your work on Doctor Who and The Crown, but I don't know if you remember the episode where you have like the cyber version of the Doctor battling
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
What was it like playing as the evil version of 11? And would you ever consider taking more villainous roles in the future?
Yes, and yes is the answer. I'd love to play more villains. I loved the idea of having that sort of evil version. And actually, had I continued in Doctor Who, I think that's where it was going to go, which was, you know, sounded cool. And it was, you know, that was Stephen's idea, basically, that we were going to turn the Doctor bad, essentially, which, you know, would have been cool to play. And then he'd have come back and been good, because he's got to be good, hasn't he, deep down? But I'd love to. I've always thought if I came back, I'd like to come back as the Master.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Not that it would ever work, but because John Sim is the Master, and you know, there are so many Masters, but I think it'd be weird. People would be like, why is number 11 being all mean to everyone? But I would like to play more villains, yes.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. I met you 2 years ago in New York. Anyways, I saw your film Maplethorpe is playing in San Francisco June 21st, and, well, hoping you're coming, because I know Eliza and Nate, the producers, are coming.
Yeah, it's playing at a festival here, isn't it?
Yeah, the LGBT folks. Anyways, I wanted to ask about, how that role came to you, and, how you prepped for it.
Well, I was sort of circling that role for a long time, and I just finished the 2nd season of The Crown, and then I didn't have very long, and I had to lose quite a lot of weight quite quickly, so it was pretty brutal. But I'd always had my eye on that part, because he's such a fascinating sort of creature.
Did you watch the HBO doc?
Yeah, I watched everything, and you know, and his pictures are just so compelling, aren't they? It's truly fascinating, and he has real rough edges. And I think they're the really interesting people. Again, a bit like the Doctor, who I think has rough edges.
Well, I hope you can come to the screening. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi. Cool hair. I wish I had purple hair.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it okay if I ask 2 questions?
Yeah, go for your life.
My first one is, if there were any events that were too sad for you, which ones would you take away?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
If there were any too sad, if there were 2 events that were too sad for you in Doctor Who, which ones would you remove?
Losing Amy Pond. Number 1, I was really sad when that happened, for several reasons. Losing Amy Pond. And what else? The thing is, you can't have too many regrets in life. And again, the thing about the Doctor is, I don't think he does have regrets. He just he keeps going. And maybe being mean to Rory at the start. Poor old Rory. But when he first turned up, the Doctor was a bit like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah, they'd be my 2, I think. There's probably better ones.
And then my other one is, what was your favorite part about playing the Doctor?
Oh, gosh. Well, I made wonderful friends. I think that's probably the best thing that I'll take from the show. Me and Karen and Arthur were just the best of friends, and Alex. And I think I love the idea of when you get to play the Doctor, you get to sort of live this life where you're quite close to the idea, the imaginary idea that time travel is truly possible every day. And I think when you commit to that part of your imagination every day, it's sort of extraordinary. It's a wonderful thing. Does that make sense? Ish. That.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Matt Smith.
Hello, my friend.
I have 2 questions for you.
Hit me.
One, what was your favorite storyline?
Very good question. I thought in the first season, the Pandorica Opens storyline was pretty brilliant, and the sort of culmination of that was jolly good. What was your favourite storyline? Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite episode? Tough one, isn't it?
That was also the other question I had for you.
Just dodged that.
Well, in that case, it would be either the 11th Hour, Vincent and the Doctor, or A Christmas Carol, or the Pandorica Opens. Or no. One of those 4. What's yours? Think about it. Tell me next year.
Maybe the first one where you meet Amy Pond.
Yes. Well, because it was such a clever way, wasn't it? Such a clever way to bring in a companion.
Yeah.
Made it very romantic without having to make it romantic.
Yeah. There it was. There it was.
Cool. Nice one, dude. Have fun today. Hey.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
That's all right. Don't worry. There's a room full of people staring at you. Why would you be?
This is actually my first con, and my brother brought me here for my birthday.
Oh, is it? When is your birthday?
It was March 7th, but he was like, yeah, I'm taking you to con.
Oh, happy birthday. Well done, brother. Good for you.
But my question for you is, I actually have 2 questions. Out of all the companions that you had, who's your favorite?
Oh, you minx. Here's the thing about the companions. I love them all equally more than each other. Get out of that one. What's number 2?
Before you actually played the Doctor, did you actually watch Doctor Who? And if you did, who was your Doctor?
I'm going to get lynched. No. When I went for the audition for Doctor Who, I had never seen an episode. Hold on. This is what happened. What happened was, in England, there was a period where it wasn't on TV. When I was young, my friends can testify to this, and that we sort of these barren years where it wasn't on the telly anymore. And then it sort of came back on the telly at an age where at 7 o'clock on a Saturday, you know, I wasn't watching the telly, basically. And then it came, and I read this script. I mean, I knew about it because it's sort of ingrained in your consciousness in England. You're born knowing what these things are, you know. And then I sort of read this thing and was like, wow. And I knew it because it was on TV so much. But then I got the job and went back and watched pretty much everything, or as much as I could, and even going back to like the other Doctors as well. Which, if no one has seen, some of the older gentlemen and gentle ladies in here might have seen it, but Tomb of the Cybermen is the best Cyberman episode ever, I think. Watch it. It's in black and white. It's when they were truly, truly scary. We've never done that as well, I don't think. So just to prove that I do know my Doctor Who.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
What are your perspectives on, like, the other Doctors?
I think they're brilliant. I mean, I think they're all utterly, utterly brilliant. And I still get starstruck when I meet them and go, oh my God, it's Doctor Who. And then I go, but you're Doctor Who. Yeah, and look, everyone sort of has their favourite. It's okay, guys. I know, that's the beautiful thing about it. And yeah, I feel very privileged to be among that group of actors. Who's your favourite?
Matt Smith.
Ah, it doesn't have to be. You see, this is the great thing. We all have our reasons why. But thanks.
No, my sister and I used to get into huge arguments about David Tennant and Matt Smith.
Yeah, lots of people have. Apart from me and David, because we're great mates.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, it would be quite fun, wouldn't it, that if in real life we were like, oh my God, Tennant's over there. Hey, guys. Now, we met earlier as well.
Do you think you will ever return for an anniversary episode?
Well, that's a very good question. I'd like to be asked. Now whether they ask me or not, I don't know, but I'd surely return. Yeah, I think. But I think you've got to leave a sort of sensible period of time. And I know for David, it wasn't. He thought about it, Thank God he did. But yeah, I'd like to be asked, and I think I probably would. But it depends on, on the nature of the show, and I don't think it should be for a while. I think we need to see what Jodie does for a few years first, and let her have her adventures. And then maybe come back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Good.
I like your shades.
Thank you. So my question is, if you were in charge of creating a Doctor Who species, what do you think it would be like?
The monsters? Ooh, God, that's a good question. I haven't been asked. Well, it would be utterly, utterly evil. That's the thing. I always quite like the monsters that feel, that sort of pose a psychological threat. Does that make sense? So the Silents do that quite well. I think the Angels do that quite well. They get in your psychology, and although I also like a werewolf or a vampire. But it's something I'd have to have a think about, really. Why? Is this something that you've thought about? Do you have one in mind for yourself?
Not really.
No. That's a good question. I might have to think about it and muse on it and, tell you next time I see you.
Thank
It's
you.
a good question, though.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey.
Hello again.
Hey, buddy.
So as you all know, you worked with 3 different companions, Arthur, Karen, and Jenna.
Yeah.
So when you worked with them, what was it like working with them, and were there any differences when you were working with them between the two?
They're all brilliant actors. They're all brilliant people. And yeah, I mean, of course, everyone is slightly different. As we all are in this room, we're all sort of different in our own way, and we'll have our own kind of foibles and our own trinkets, shall we say. But I think all of them are very generous. They're all very funny. They're all very kind. They're all very silly. And they're all my firm friends. And I feel very lucky to have got such brilliant companions because, it's not always the case, I suppose. And on and off screen, we were just, great, great friends. And I admire them all, and they all work really hard. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ah, hello.
Hello, Doctor.
Looking good, Doctor.
So are you. Well, my question is, because the brain of a Time Lord is so complex, do you think that the way that he speaks in just phrases and nonsensical phrases such as wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff is a way of basically dumbing it down for his human companions? And also, do you think a fallen Time Lord is actually a weeping angel?
Wow, God. Who have you been talking to?
I watch a lot of YouTube.
To answer the first part of your question, I think I think the great thing about the Doctor is, man, woman, child, or beast, he will never ever patronize you, unless he really, 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 really dislikes you. Like the Daleks, he's sort of a bit off the cuff with them, isn't he? But I think that's what's sort of amazing is he treats children, adults, aliens, all exactly the same. There is no prejudice. What's amazing about him as a character, and what we lose as we get older slightly, and if you see children or teenagers or whatever, we become, I think, slightly more cynical. And the Doctor is, 1,000 years old or whatever, but he's never really been that cynical. And that's made him, so when he sees something, even though he's seen everything in the world, in the universe even, he still will taste something for the first time like a child, or see a sky or a color or a thing. And I think that makes him, that's part of the reason that he's so sensational. And no, I don't think Time Lords are weeping angels.
Fair enough.
I like that. Have a stretch as you're just yeah, cool. Stretch it off, man.
All right, so I got a couple of questions. Actually 3, but 2 of them are really easy.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one.
Quick fire round. Go.
Okay, first one is, what is, from Whovian to Whovian,
Yep.
what is your opinion on why the words bad wolf? I know it's before your time,
Yep.
but why bad wolf? Out of all the words that they could have chosen for Rose, why?
Because it sounds good. Next question.
Is it true that little Amy screwed up that opening scene with the fish fingers and custard so that you would have to eat that over and over again?
No, but I did eat a lot of fish fingers and custard that evening. And, yeah. 12, in fact. 12. I know, but look. They then became coconut fish sticks and custard, but still, then you kept eating them. But, yeah, third question.
Okay, and my last question is, do you think that there's a possibility of there ever being an American Doctor?
If it's John Lithgow, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So I have a couple of questions. My first one is, what is a couple of qualities or characteristics of the Doctor that you really truly love about him?
Ooh, that's a good one. God. Well, he's silly, I think. And also, I sort of love all the bad bits about him. And I think he's a very flawed character, the Doctor. I think he's seen a lot, and there's a lot of blood on his hands. And I think he can, when you think of all those planets that he's left, think of all the episodes you watch when you're like, yeah, they died, they died, they died, they died. But he saved Amy. They died, they died, they died. So there's a sort of ruthlessness about him that I admire, because he just, he goes after what he wants and what he thinks is right, for good or bad. And I think that's, a rare and difficult quality to maintain in life.
And my second question is, will you say hi, Jarius, to my little brother? Because he doesn't think that you're real and he couldn't come today.
Well, yeah. Hi, Jarius. I am real. Just. Bit jet lagged. Come next time. And, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. If you were given the choice, which companion would you bring back?
You lot are really tough, aren't you? Well, it would have to be Amy Pond.
Okay.
But that's not to say that I don't love Clara Oswald. I even love Rory. Poor old Rory. We used to have such a laugh with Rory. I'd get the scripts and then I'd read them. I'd phone her up and go, yeah, you're dead again. Oh, what? Really? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, you died. But then you came back to life, but then you died again. Which one would you bring back?
Clara.
Clara. Controversial, nice. We see these, you know, I sort of want to bring them all back, really. That would be a tricky old room, though, wouldn't it? Christ.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so my question is, with the casting of Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor,
Yeah.
many people have been discussing gender identity in the context of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So what are your opinions on the Doctor and gender, and of the concept of the gender binary in general in the context of the aliens of Doctor Who?
Well, yeah. Well, I think, look, I think it was, I was so excited by Jodie because I know her and she's such a brilliant actress. And I think, you know, it's high time. It's high time. It's been nearly 50 years when you look at it. And the fact that we have got, and we've landed such a brilliant, and I think she's got great humanity and great pathos. Look, the fact she's a woman in Doctor Who, I don't know, I'm really excited to see how aliens treat her. And, you know, in a larger scale for the context of the movement at the moment and kind of society, I think it's a really positive thing and it's a really positive step. But I don't think it changes the dynamics of the character as much as we think. I think, you know, the Doctor's not gender specific. It's just only now that we are living in a time that it's become possible to cast a woman, which is mad, really, when you think about it. But I think she's going to be electric. I really do. I think she's going to be so good, and I think it's high time. And I think, I just think. Also, I sort of think that Doctor Who it thrives and is at its best when it's making bold choices. And not that this should necessarily be considered a bold choice, but I just think it feels, something about it feels right, you know, and something about her feels right. But I know her, so I know how good she is.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hello, young man.
So I have two questions. Your first question is, how old are you?
Well, I'm 976 when I last checked, but then Peter took over. So, yeah, last time I checked, I was 950. How old are you?
I'm 9.
Well, there you go. In another 800 and odd years, we'll be the same age.
And my second question is, who's your least favorite alien?
Ooh, that's a very good question, because it could mean two things. Well, I think the Doctor's least favourite alien are the Daleks. I think they're his greatest enemy. And my least favourite, again with the Doctor, he sort of loves the aliens as much as he loves the good people. He's just utterly fascinated. He's like, oh my God, you're awful, but what is that on your head? But I'd say the Daleks probably, but they're also my favourite. They're in my top 3. Who's your least favourite?
Probably Zygons.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shout, actually. Why?
Um,
Just because they're a bit rubbish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you a bit, actually, there. Yeah, good shout.
All right, thank you. We only have 5 minutes left, so if you could make your questions short, then we can try and get through everybody.
Yes, quick fire.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Oakland.
Thank you for having me.
So I have 2 quick questions. So one, if you could pick a ginger doctor, who would it be?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know who's ginger and just. That's a tough question. A ginger doctor. I don't know really. Who's Karen Gillan? Yeah, Karen Gillan would be great. I'd love that. Secretly, Amy was the Doctor all along. Good shout. She'd be hilarious as well. Okay, good.
And my last question is, between the Duke of Edinburgh and the Doctor, which one was more fun to portray?
Guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Keep it going.
Hey.
Hey there. So, I recently became a Doctor Who fan because of my wife, and it's because of you, actually.
Wow.
So when we got to your finale, my wife can attest to this, I was a big baby. I was bawling.
Good.
So, so a part of me feels like you could have had another season because how good it was going. I felt like there was so much more you could have done. When you finished, was it your decision or was it a studio decision for you to no longer play the Doctor?
Well, look, these things are, yeah, I could maybe have done another season, but I felt for me, it was time to explore another avenue and a different challenge. But I was upset as well. It hurt. It's difficult. It's hard. It's a very difficult part to leave behind. But also, it's so time-consuming, and it's such a huge, gargantuan, mammoth job that it takes its toll. And you know, you'll never get those years back. But I just wanted a different sort of challenge, and now I regret it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. What's going on?
Hey, I was asked to do this at a sleepover party on a dare.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I'm excited and nervous.
I was asked to ask you this. How long does it take to polish your cheekbones in the morning?
I mean, there are children in this room.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, don't worry. Well, you know, hours, actually. It's a real nightmare. I sand them down. It was a good question, and it was well asked.
You
So
got a
don't
big
you
laugh.
worry. Yeah,
You did
fantastic.
good. Thank you. All right, we only have time for a couple more, so.
Hi. So when David Tennant was the Doctor, he had the Doctor going in a whole direction, and when you became the Doctor, it took a whole different turn. So I know a lot of that is writing, but how much of the Doctor do you think came from your personality, and how much of your personality do you think changed after you were the Doctor?
Good question. Well, I think it's a bit like Hamlet, which is a play by Shakespeare. Do you guys get him over here? Yeah. And so basically it sort of has to be kind of idiosyncratic to you. It's all of your personality melded into this alien creature who is cooler, wiser, funnier, better, and has a TARDIS. And then you add that with your own life. And so, for instance, I'm quite clumsy, so my Doctor became quite clumsy. And David, I knew David's Doctor was brilliant with girls. And my Doctor was rubbish with girls. I am actually really good with girls, but jokes. So it's a sort of mixture of things, you know. And how much did it change after? I don't know, because I can't ever sort of attest to be as cool as him, really. I was just sad. I thought, oh no, he's gone. But it's a good question.
All right, we only have a few minutes left, so if we can make these quick, then maybe we can get through everybody.
Yes, we can do it, team. We can do it. Hey.
What one do you think is stronger, a Dalek or a weeping angel?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd say a Dalek. Ultimately, if there was a big alien off, I think the Daleks are the ones that there's a ruthlessness about them. And, you know, I mean, the angels are pretty tough as well, but ultimately the Daleks, because there's a malevolence in them that's deeper and greater. Although I'd love to see it. But I just sort of imagine all the aliens sit round and have tea together and plot his downfall.
Thank you.
Good question.
Thank you.
Hey.
In the first episode of season 5, your first episode, did you enjoy the
custard?
Yes, I did actually. 12 times over. Yeah, what I loved about it was such a clever bit of writing from Stephen Moffat that what does the Doctor eat, or what does this new Doctor eat? And I loved the sort of it was silly and mad and totally perpendicular, and I thought it was cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Which episode, if any, would you say was the hardest for you to film?
Very good question. Weirdly, the Pandorica Opens was hard because it was so cold. In England, there was this weird chill for a couple of months around that time, and I just remember I've never actually been that cold on a film set. Me, Karen, and Arthur, when I was on the Stonehenge, talking up to all the aliens, and it was just utterly freezing. And when you're cold, it makes acting rubbish. So probably that, but it's not that bad. If that's all you've got to moan about, then, it could be worse.
Thank you.
All right, last three.
Somebody asked my first question, so I'm just going to ask the second one.
Cool.
May we hear your best American accent?
No. Next question. Sorry.
Hello. If you had a TARDIS, when and where would you go?
Right, I'd go and see the dinosaurs, then I'd go and see England win the World Cup, then I'd pick up a dinosaur, put it in the TARDIS, then I'd get Marilyn Monroe, I'd take me mates, I'd get Frank Sinatra, I'd get him to sing me a song. I'd go and see Atlantis, because it did exist. And then I'd go back and watch England win the World Cup again. And then I'd go and see Blackburn win the Premier League, and then I'd come here and say hi.
Thank you.
A quick statement and a question.
Hit me.
First of all, no matter if 10 or 11 is your favorite, you have the best smile. Hands down.
Well, flash will get you everywhere, but...
But all modesty aside, I know you were on the radar for Doctor Who because of your Sherlock audition.
Yes.
Do you think you would have made a better Sherlock than Benedict?
But I tell you what, San Francisco, there are time bombs up here, you guys. Woo! Well, here's the thing. I auditioned for Dr. Watson. Take that, San Fran. Yeah.
The question still stands, though.
No, because they were so good. I think I'd have made a bloody good Dr. Watson, though. But no. But then I did the audition, and by this point, Benedict was cast. And in the meeting, they were like, well, you're sort of more Sherlock Holmes than you are Dr. Watson, and we've got a Sherlock Holmes. But what about Doctor Who? And thank God it was one of those weird moments in life where, oh, come on, Sherlock's cool, but he's not the Doctor, is he?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you, Matt Smith.
Please make sure to like and share this video, as well as subscribe to my channel. It's the little ball in the bottom left corner of the video. All those things bring up the amount of hits, which makes it possible for me to put more videos together for you. Also, let me know what you think of everything by leaving a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.